My name is Rena. I had just moved to this city to continue my studies. To save money, I chose a cheap boarding house near campus, even though many of my friends said the area was haunted. The boarding house looked ordinary. It was an old two-story building with 8 rooms. I got the room at the far end, room number 8. The landlady said that room had been vacant for a long time. The last person stayed there 3 years ago. When I asked why, she just stayed silent, then gave a stiff smile. At first, everything seemed normal. The room was spacious, a bit stuffy, but manageable. But on the first night, I heard footsteps in the hallway. Tap, tap, tap. But all the tenants had already gone into their rooms. When I peeked through the peephole, the hallway was pitch dark. No one was there. The next night, I started hearing knocking sounds from the wall. Knock, knock, knock. It was rhythmic, as if it came from inside the wall. I thought maybe the neighbor was fixing something, but in the morning when I asked the girl next door, she said she didn't hear a thing. Then came the incident that almost made me move out. Around 2 a.m. I woke up to the sound of my wardrobe creaking open by itself. I was sure I had locked it before, but when I looked, the door was wide open, and a shadowy figure was standing in front of the small mirror inside the wardrobe. I froze. I couldn't move. My breath grew heavy. My eyes were locked on the mirror. Slowly, the figure turned its head. But the face, it had no eyes or mouth, just smooth, pale skin like crumpled cloth. Its long hair covered most of its face. I screamed. The lights went out instantly. When they turned back on, everything was gone. The wardrobe was tightly shut, but something was left on the floor. An old comb full of tangled black hair. The next day, I went to see the landlady. With a pale face, she finally confessed. That room used to belong to a quiet girl named Lilith. She rarely talked to anyone, until one day, she was found hanging in front of that very mirror inside the wardrobe. The same room you're in now. What's even more terrifying, she was brushing her hair, right before she hanged herself. The landlady looked at me with teary eyes. Ever since then, every night, people hear the sound of a comb in that room. That's why no one ever stays long. I moved out that same day, but 2 months later, I received a message from an unknown number. It said, "Sis, I left my comb. May I come get it tonight?"